Hi, today I'm going to introduce to you all what is called as our Trinouclar Microscope. The Trinouclar Microscopes, I'm going to start explaining it from the top, the different components, and we go right down to the bottom. So the Trinouclar means it has two ocular lenses, but it also has a camera, which is hence making it trinocular. Our ocular lens has got a 10 times magnification, commonly called as 10x. So it's got a 10 times magnification. This portion is called the head of the microscope. The arm of the microscope is how what you use to carry the microscope from the cupboard to the table. Attached to the head are the objective lenses. There are 4 objective lenses in the camera. They are always color coded: red, yellow, blue and white. Red is the 4 magnification, yellow is the 10 magnification, and the 40 is the blue color. Okay, so we never touch the white. The white is 100 times, but it is only used for oil immersion. So you want to make sure that we never use the white. It's always going to be the blue, which is 40, the yellow, which is 10, and the red, which is 4. When turning off and putting away the microscope, please ensure that it is always kept on the red, that is the lowest magnification. The next we have is what is called as the stage, the microscope stage. Along on that we have what is called as a stage holder, the slide holder to hold your slide in place. The stage will move in a X, Y axis. If you reach out and the top curling knob is the Y axis, it moves the stage up and down. And then we have a X axis where we can move the stage, the microscope slide on its X axis. We then have a coarse focus knob, which obviously if you turn it, it will turn and focus your subject which you need to. We have a fine focus knob. Just for your information, there is a spindle which goes across. That means if we turn the coarse, the left hand and the right hand are the same. The fine, if you turn this 100 times, the big coarse knob turns once. So this is as far as the focusing goes. Just below the microscope stage is what is called as a condenser light. This basically is nothing but the lamp source, which is at the bottom. It emits a light, and the condenser just uses it to converge the light onto your subject, which is on the slide. Always make sure that the condenser lamp is just below the stage. So you want to make sure it's not right down, but you want to bring it up such that it is just below the stage. We have, like I said, the lamp source. The lamp source is typically always kept dim before you turn off the microscope. So you want to make sure it is always dim before turning it off. For our purpose, since we use the laptop for scanning, I would prefer that you keep this on to the fullest. Okay, so for now I'm just going to keep it dim, and I'm going to show you how to start the microscope and calibrate the microscope. So as far as the functions of the microscope is complete, I hope you have got to understand the microscope. Please view this video before coming in. We will now proceed into the actual software component of this trinocular microscope. For that, you have to go into the computer and go on to the select the DVD drive. You're going to click on Auto Run XE. You will say install application and just click next, install, go to its logical end, install until it comes finish. You don't have to memorize this. Every step is put onto your manual and it says finish, and I'm closing this because I did open it twice. So once you have got this screen, you will now click on the number. You will click on the number which connects the camera to your laptop, and you get this type of a screen. We want to, like I said, start going through the parameters what is needed. So the first thing is you're going to make sure this is on its maximum resolution. So you click on under capture and resolution and you increase the number from whatever it was to its maximum. Then you're going to go into frame rate and just decrease the frame rate to its lowest. That's as far as this portion is. When we go on to the top bar and you don't want it in pixels, you're going to click millimeter. We're going to measure our cells or whatever you're measuring in millimeters. So in this process of calibration, we need to select millimeters because of the stage micrometer, which is also 1 millimeter. And then you're going to make this 100%. So your screen has enlarged a lot. To calibrate the microscope, we have what is called as a stage micrometer. If you carefully look at the stage micrometer, you would see a circle and a dash. In that dash, there are 100 lines. So let's have a look. It says 1 division equals 0.01 millimeter. So this is what it says. Let us place the stage, the slide onto the stage. At this point of time, you want to get familiar with the use of the y-axis and then the x-axis. Using the y and the x, you want to bring the circle such that it is just above your condenser lamp. Once you have got that, you may now increase this slide to its fullest, because we are not viewing from the ocular. Traditionally, we would be viewing everything from the screen. Use your hand now to adjust the coarse focus knob. So as you move the coarse focus knob, you will see that we've got the slide in our field of vision. And I'm going to turn this up. You can see it is slanted. For that, we just turn the camera. Again, I'm going to use the XY axis control and bring it nice and center into the center. I am now going to fine focus it so that the individual lines, you should be able to count 100 lines. At this point, if you are unable to get this, you may please call on your instructor. You want to then go on to the option, select Windows, select option, sorry, and select Calibrate. So move this window which you have seen to the top right hand corner, the moment you have selected calibration, you see a red line which has come up. Bring that line such that it is on the outside but touching the initial line, and the other one you want to bring it such that it is touching the inside of that line. We are spanning the entire 1 millimeter. So we have taken all the units from the outside, the entire to the inside, touching. We now fill up the box. We now say this is 4x, we select 4x. The actual length, what was the actual length? Was 1 millimeter. So you're going to type in 1 millimeter. And then you say OK. Now your 4x or the red color has been calibrated. Let's actually test it and see whether it is actually working. So you go on to measurements, you click on line, and for our sake now just click on horizontal line, and you can start measuring. Say you want to measure, and maybe you can select any quantity, any number of lines. You want to make sure you have selected the correct length, and you can see this is 10, 20, 30. So you can see how accurate this microscope in terms of calibration is. So you could have selected any amount of lines. Likewise, let us now go on to the 10x calibration. For that, you turn the turret to the 10x. I'm simply showing this so that you understand how to use the microscope when you're changing the objective lens. For that, you do not touch the setting, you do not lower the stage, just turn the turret such that it is on yellow, and only your hand should touch the fine focus knob and turn it towards you, and you should get a sharp image coming up. As you can see with the 10x, your field of view has now decreased a lot, but it is 100 times magnified. The total magnification is 100. Why? Because we have a 10x ocular magnification, and we have a 10 times yellow, which is the objective magnification. And so we have the total magnification 100. And in this process, you could also now do the calibration. So you go back to options, you do the calibration, you move the box to the far end, and simply now adjust the line. Don't have to capture the entire screen. All you need to do is bring that red line touching any one of the lines, and on the outside and on the other side you touch it, but on the inside of that line. What I mean, touching that line on the outside, touching this line on the inside. Count the number of big lines, so 10, 20, 30, 40. Again, never start with counting the 0 as 10. 10 is the first big line after the 0. 10, 20, 30, 40. So let's fill up that, and we're going to fill this up. We're going to say this, the magnification is 10x, and the actual what we have measured is 40. So we're going to put this as 0.40. So it's going to be 0.40 because it is 40 lines, and you say okay, the red line has gone up. Let's actually do the measurement. So for the measurement, you go back to measurement, you go to line, you go to horizontal line, and you can take anything. So click from there, bring it there on that one, and so you want to change this as well to 10x, and there we go. So it is 10 millimeters as we know it to be. So in this way, we have calibrated the 4 objective lens and the 10 objective lens. So our equipment now is calibrated.